Okay, welcome to lecture energy management. Today we will start the topic energy management. So, energy management it also include the management of the power factor, management of the maximum demand, that is a load. Either that is load may be considered in kVA and kilowatt, and the demand side management. So we will see one by one. First of all, to do the load management or energy management, it is very much necessary to understand the electric tariff, which has been implemented by electricity board, or it may be some distribution licensee. In Maharashtra, it is a Maharashtra State Electricity Distribution Company. Mahavitran is that. So we will see what are the different type of tariff, what is the objective of tariff, and how it is categorized for the different type of consumers, and what is the role of this tariff to do the energy management. Because uh, a good tariff also do the energy management or demand side management. It may be, it also included the power factor management as well as the maximum demand, either in its kVA or kilowatt. So for this one, first of all we will we will start from the tariff. If the we are able to understand the tariff, different type of tariff, definitely it is become easy to understand the, or it is become easier to understand demand side management as well as the uh, simple is the energy management. Okay, so what is tariff? The tariff at which the rate at which the electricity energy charge is called as a electric tariff. The type of tariff is based on voltage and type of consumer. The sum of the tariff is based on voltage, that is the LT tariff, which is connected to the 400 volt and 230 volt, that is the LT tariff. Whereas HT tariff, which is connected, the consumers are connected on 11 kV, 33 kV, 132 kV. So they are called as a HT tariffs are there. So the first category of tariff is based on voltage, and it is also categorized on based of the type of the consumers, because there are different type of consumer. Say for example, industrial consumer, commercial consumer, municipal corporation consumers, then it may be some small scale industries are there. So there are different type of consumers are there, and based on the consumer and based on the voltage level, it has been categorized. So we will start from the simple. It is the simple rate tariff. Second is the block rate tariff, commercial tariff, and industrial tariff. So definitely it is based on the type of consumers, isn't it? No doubt, the commercial consumer and industrial consumers are the HT consumers as well as LT consumers. Suppose it is a small scale industry, it is a handlooms are there, sorry, it is a power looms are there. So it comes under the small scale industries are there. Say in a commercial establishment, it's a mall and all these things, it also comes under the LT tariff as well as the HT tariff. Some of the commercial consumer comes under the HT tariff, and rest of the consumers comes under the LT tariffs are there. So electric tariff, some, for example, we are taking is the residential consumer. The rate may be different, slight different, but the structure is like that one. So particulars and their charges are there. So meter rent, or it is a fixed tariff is there, or fixed rate is there. It is based on the per month basis. Now it is a 110 rupees per month is the charge. And second, as the energy charges, it is based on the number of unit consumed by the consumer, and this number of unit consumed by consumers are under the block rate. So we'll see one by one what is the block rate son. Third component of the electric bill, or you can say that electric tariff, is the wheeling charges. These wheeling charges are rupees 1 rupees 45 paise per kWh. Suppose a consumer consumes 100 unit, so 100 multiplied by 1.45 is the total wheeling charges on the consumptions. Now, fuel adjustment charges nowadays it is kept at zero, but again it is depend upon the number of unit consumed by the consumers, and it is also given in our electric bill. Now, electricity duty charges, it is the state electricity duty charges are there, state government are going to charge, and it is 16% of all our charges. Say, if you add the fixed demand, fixed per month plus energy charge plus billing charge plus fuel adjustment charge. So total charges, whatever the amount from this four component multiplied by it's a 16% is the electricity charge. So now it become a per month electricity tariff or per month of electricity bill of a particular consumers. Now we will see what is the block rate. So this is the block rate. It is divided into the total consumption is divided into the blocks. Therefore, it become a block rate tariff. 0 to 100, the rate is 3 rupees 46 paisa. It is a basic charges. Okay. Now this basic charges plus fixed charge plus billing charge plus say electricity duty is the total electric bill. If the consumer consumes more than 100 units, then up to the 100 units, the charge is 3 rupees 46 paisa, whereas more than 100 up to the 300 units, the rate will be 7 rupees 53 paisa. Say for example, the consumer consumes 150 units. So up to 100 units, the energy charges is 3 rupees 46 paisa. So it is 346, and whereas 50 units, additional 50 unit more than 100, it is charged by 7 rupees 43 paisa. So here, if the consumption is more than 300, so whatever the number of unit left above the 300 unit, it is charged rupees 37 paisa, and above 500 it is 11 rupees 71 paisa, and like that one. So it indicates the number of unit consumed by the consumer is divided into the number of blocks, and the rate is go on increasing with respect to the consumption. So here the consumers have to think, or the consumer are going to think that my consumption, if my consumption in the range of 300, I have to break down, or the consumer has to bring down the consumption less than 300 unit, because above 300 unit the rate is going to increase. So one kind of energy management is going to taught by the electric tariff. So electric tariff is a very good tool to do the energy management. Whatever it may be the type of consumer, it may be a residential consumer, it may be a commercial consumer, it may be an industrial consumer. So the tariff insists the consumer to reduce its maximum demand, to reduce its energy consumption by doing energy conservation program, by doing some energy audit program in his premises or in the factory itself. So the block rate, the rate of electricity go on increasing with a different blocks. So if the consumption is more, the charges will be more, and it will have a higher electricity bill. So this is one kind of the electric tariff. This is one. Second, industrial power loom. I have taken especially for the power loom tariff is there, and it is a LT fifth A is there. So we will see there are different type of consumers again in the LT also. It may be a 20 kilowatt up to where the maximum demand or contract demand is 20 kilowatt. And if the demand is more than 20 kilowatt, the rate is different. Say here, consumer category or load 0 to 20 kilowatt, and second is about 20 kilowatt. Say for example, a power loom having only 10 looms are there, so it is a 20 kilowatt load is sufficient. Suppose the power looms are 50 or say 40 numbers are there, so the consumption is more than, and therefore the connected load will be more than 20 kilowatt. So up to the 0 to 20 kilowatt, the fixed rate is 235 rupees per month. Whereas for above 20 kilowatt, it is going to charge based on 160 per kVh per month. Whatever the maximum demand occur in the premises, if suppose the maximum demand occur is a 30, so 30 multiplied by 160 rupees. So now it is a demand charges are there, but nowadays it has it has been replaced by the kVAH billing. Now we will discuss one by one, but to understand the different uh, category of load based on the type of consumer, type of consumption, amount of consumption, how the tariff is going to change, and what are the different type of indicators are there for the energy management and energy conservation. Okay. Now billing charges is 1 rupees 18 paisa per unit. No doubt it is a per kWh. So whatever the actual unit consumed by the consumer, whatever the actual energy consumed by the consumer multiplied by the 1 rupees 18 paisa is the billing charges, whereas the energy charges is 4 rupees 33 paisa for consumer who have 20 kilowatt load, and the consumer who have more than 20 kilowatt load, the rate of energy is 5 rupees 67 paise. So you can see that if the load increases, the rate also has been increased, and whereas the billing charges are same. For the small load, it is per month fixed charges are there. For the higher capacity load, the fixed charges is depend upon the actual kWh, actual kVA occurred in the premises per month. Okay. Now, what are the other charges are there? Electricity duty charges is 21%. In the commercial basis or commercial is electricity duty is 21%, and for the domestic it is a 16%. So in our block rate tariff, it is a residential tariff. So we found that the electricity duty is only 16%, whereas the electricity duty is 21% of the energy charges, whatever the charges are there, total amount of the energy charge multiplied by 20.21, that is the electricity duty for the commercial establishment. Whereas tax on sale, it's 8% of the energy charge. Power factor incentive, whenever the as nowadays it is a kVAH billing is there, so the power factor incentive and power factor penalty included in the kVAH billing, but we will consider here it is kVA billing is there, maximum demand billing is there. So if the power factor is zero point 0.8 to zero point 0.9, then there is a no penalty is there. So it is a penalty of 10% to the zero on the energy charge. If the power factor is 0.95 to the 1%, then the power factor incentive is up to the 7%. But now it is not, it is just mix or it is immersed into the kVAH billing. Now, charges on the excess demand. If suppose the maximum demand is 40 kilowatt and its maximum demand occurs as 45 kilowatt, then he has to pay the excess demand charges as well as the penalty. So this is the total electric bill. First component is the fixed charges based on the kVA. Second component is the energy charge based on the actual energy consumed by the consumer. If the consumer is up to 20 kilowatt, it is 4 rupees 33 paisa. And whereas if the consumer is more than 20 kilowatt, then it is 5 rupees 67 paisa. Plus wheeling charges, whatever the number of unit consumed by the consumer multiplied by 1 rupees 18 paisa is the total wheeling charges. Now addition of maximum demand charge or fixed charge plus energy charge plus wheeling charges, the total amount, and its 80 21% is the electricity get added, cell taxes get added, power factor incentive or penalty is there. If the power factor is less than zero point 0.9, then there is a penalty, and if the power factor is above 0.95, then there is a incentive. So if the power factor decreases zero point 0.9 lagging or leading, definitely there is a penalty, and penalty is 10% of total charges, whatever the energy charge are there, it is a 10%. And whereas if the power factor you have maintained above 0.95 to 1, then at every 0.1% you will get the 1% energy as a incentive, which is deducted from the electricity bill. And if the maximum demand occur more than your contract demand, then you have to pay the charge on excess demand. So this is the one type of LT commercial consumers are there. One more thing, if the load is more than 20 kilowatt, then TOD charges also included. What is the TOD charges? The TOD charges is nothing but the time of day tariff. The total 24 hours is divided into the four zone. What is that zone? Zone A, it is 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Means in night 10 p.m. to morning 6 a.m. Whatever the basic charges are there. Say for example, in the previous case, our charges are 5 rupees 67 paisa. It is get subtracted by 1 rupees 50 paisa. Then that will be the charge of energy during night time from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. 6 p.m. to 6 sorry 10 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it insists the consumer to run their plant, to run their factory 24 hours. If you are running your loom, if you are running your even a small scale industry in the night time, then you will get the benefit of small charges from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Zone B, morning 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and 12 noon to 6 p.m. Then there is no additional charges are there, there is no subtraction, means there is no benefit, there is no loss. Whatever the basic charges are there, whatever the basic charges laid by the MSDCL or whatever the franchisees are there, it we have to pay. There is no incentive, there is no penalty at all. Zone C from 9 to 12, it is there is a one block is remaining, that is 6 to 9 and 12 to 6. So 9 to 12 is remaining. So that 9 to 12 it is included in the zone C, and here plus 80 paisa get added in the basic. So our basic energy price is 5 rupees 67 paisa. Now 80 paisa get added, so it becomes 6 rupees 27 paisa is there. So if you are consuming the energy during that time, definitely you have to pay more. And from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. it is called as a peak period. Why it is called as a peak period? Because during that time all commercial load get comes into the service, your street light comes into the service, residential load are going to on. So every type of load get added in simultaneously in 6 to 10 p.m. So it is found that during that time the demand occur on the demand occurs, maximum demand occurs on the power plant. So to meet that maximum demand, either they have to start the new load, and either they has to start from this uh, some additional energy from, you have to purchase, utility has to purchase some additional energy from the other franchise, other say distribution, or it may be a generating company. So they have to pay more. So consumer also has to pay more money, that is additional charges is 1 rupees 10 paisa per unit. So your basic rate is 5 rupees 67 paisa. It is get added 1 rupees 10 paisa. So it become 6 rupees 77 paise per unit is the energy charge. So it tells the consumer, or it insists the consumer, do not run their say less priority load, which may be shifted to the night time. So you have to decrease the maximum demand during 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay. For example, you have a factory, you have a different type of feeders are there. Say one feeder goes for the process, second feeder goes for the utility, third feeder goes for the production, then next feeder goes for the water pumping system and effluent treatment plant. So you may analyze that my effluent treatment plant and water pumping system may be shifted in 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. That is where I can get the benefit of 1 rupees 50 paise per unit consumption. And if I am running the same feeders simultaneously with the other load, then I have to pay 1 rupees 10 paisa more during that time. So it indicates that, that is a TOD tariff indicates that, or teach the consumer to run their less priority feeder in the night time, and only essential load to be kept in service during 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. We will see one by one in detail also once the our load curve comes into the PPTs. Okay. So this is the TOD tariff. Now high tension category. There are different type of load are there. It may be industrial, it may be some college building, it may be some big shopping malls are there, which is connected on the 11 kV, 33 kV and 132 kV. So what are the components of the electricity tariff or electric bill? One is the maximum demand charges. I already told that nowadays it is a KVAH billing is there, but we will learn uh, KVH billing also later on. So first component, that is a fixed component, is the demand charges. Whatever the actual demand occur in the premises. For example, in our college, our maximum demand contract demand is 300 kVA, whereas the connected load is 752 kilowatt. Definitely, the connected load is more than the maximum demand which is occur simultaneously. It is rarely open that all the loads are in the running position. No, at all. Sometimes the classes are running, practical schedules are different. So there is a always diversification in the electric connected load. So our demand does not occur which is equal to our connected load. It is always less than the connected load. So the connected load of the college is 752 kilowatt, whereas the contract demand is 300 kVA. Now, in the billing period, what is the billing period? It is depend upon the type of industry. If it is a very big industry, very say it is connected to 220 kV, 132 kV load is there, kV substation is there. It is a the billing period is 15 month. It may be a 1 month. After 1 month, billing unit is going to consider. In some of the consumer, small consumer, after 2 months, the electricity billing is going to carried out. So, in the billing period or in 1 month, what would be the maximum demand? So, it is our energy meter is a very smart energy meter is going to measure what is the maximum demand occur in the month. Suppose the maximum demand occur is 250, then the maximum demand charges is 250 multiplied by the rate of kV. Okay, so that is called as a maximum demand charges, which is occurred in the premises, which is occurred in the one billing period. And the time for maximum demand is 15 minutes or 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Okay, it's depend. Now, now suppose one more thing we have to clear is that let the maximum demand occur is 250. In the next day, the maximum demand occur 220. So it does not measure 220, it will remain at 250. Now in the next day, the maximum demand is 260. So it indicate the maximum demand is 260 and it does not measure the less than that occurrence of the maximum demand. So whatever the maximum demand occurred, either it is for the half an hours in a month, it will remain as a maximum demand. Energy charges, which is based on actual energy consumed by the consumer. It is a KWH. Wheeling charges, which we have already considered, it is a transport, one type of transportation charges. It is a per unit, that is a per KWH charges are there. It is similar to the energy charges. So energy charge, whatever that rate is there, say 7 rupees is there. So 7 multiplied by total actual energy consumed by the consumer, and then actual energy consumed by the consumer multiplied by the billing charges. Power factor penalty, which we have considered, if your power factor is less than zero point 0.9, then there is a penalty. If your power factor is 0.95 and above, then you will get the some benefit or incentive. Fuel adjustment charges, it is depend upon the type is there. So again, fuel adjustment. Electricity duty charges, it is depend upon the number of unit consumed by the consumer. That is a total amount. It is 16% for the residential and 21% for the commercial and industrials are there. Time of day tariff, which we have already considered, it is a in the four blocks are there: zone A, zone B, zone C, and zone D. So whatever the rate, basic rate is say suppose 7 rupees, then it is get minus 1.5, so it is 5 rupees 50 paisa. When whatever the energy consumed during 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. In zone B, there is no changes. Zone C, there is an addition of 80 paisa, and zone D, that is in it is red in color. It is 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. the rate is going to increase by or added by 1 rupees 10 paisa. Say it is a 7 rupees unit, then it is a 8 rupees 10 paisa unit has to be considered for 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. So it is called as a time of day. Rate like peak and non-peak hours are also uh, included in this tariff. Penalty for excess uh, contract demand. If your maximum demand or contract demand is 300 kVA and if your load occur is 400, then you have to pay some additional charges as a penalty as well as the additional charges over the maximum demand occur in your premises. So HT commercial 2, it is taken. So demand charges is 411 rupees. Say for example, your maximum demand occur as 250 kVA. So 250 multiplied by 411 is the demand charges in a month. Energy charge 9 rupees 48 paisa. Now, if you are consuming energy during 10 p.m. to 6 p.m., then it is get minus by 1 rupees 50 paisa, and whereas it is added 1 rupees 10 paisa in 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Okay, basic unit is 9 rupees 48 paise per unit. Billing charges 0.57 per kWh. You may think that in the LT consumer, the billing charges is 1 rupees 18 paise, whereas for the HT consumer, the billing charges is 0.57, sorry, 0.75 rupees or 57 paise per unit. The reason is that in the LT, the voltage is low, current is higher one, so the square losses, I square R losses or the copper losses is more. Whereas in the HT transmission, the copper losses get reduces, so your transmission losses also get reduces, and therefore the billing charges for the HT consumer is smaller. It is for the 11 kV. No doubt, if you are going to consume the energy at 33 kV or 132 kV transmission line, your consumption, you have a substation of 132 kV or 33 kV, the rate of billing charges is again smaller than 57 paise per kWh. FAC nowadays is 0. Electricity for the commercial it is a 21%, and for the residential it is a 16%. Just we have told. Tax on sale it is a 8 paise per kWh. Nowadays it is a billing on based on the kVAh. So I have written in the bracket is a kVH or it is a kilowatt. Power factor incentive, if your power factor is 0.9 lakh, there is no penalty is there, but as soon as the power factor decreases zero point 0.9 to zero point 0.81, for every 0.1, 0.01%, 0.01 power factor, the penalty is 1%, 2%, 3%, up to the 10% penalty is there. Similarly, incentive, if your power factor is 0.95 lag or lead, there is no incentive, there is no penalty at all. But as soon as the power factor increases or you have enhanced the power factor toward the unity, you will get the benefit of 0 to 7% power, power factor incentive. Charges on excess demand. If your contract demand is get increases, say for example your contract demand is 300 kV and now maximum demand occur as a 350. For 50 kVA, it is multiplied by 411 rupees multiplied by 1.5 as a penalty, then that will be the total. If you add all these values, then it will become the electricity bill of a consumer who is consuming energy at 11 kV and it is a commercial consumer, HT consumer. Okay, so now we will stop today, we will stop here. Next time we will see the same thing as a billing zone is there, billing zone and TOD is same is there. So this is okay, we will consider this one power factor incentive. So 0.95 to 0.94, so it is the level of power factor 0.95, there is no incentive at all. But 0.96 is a 0.5% incentive, zero point 0.7 is the 1%, and up to the 1. So this is the revised incentives there. In the previous slide we have seen the power factor incentive is 7%, but now it has been reduced by the only 3.5%. So power factor incentive get increases 0.5% for every 0.5, 0.01 improvement in the power factor. Similarly, the power factor penalty. So if your power factor is zero point 0.9 lag or lead, there is no penalty at all. But as soon as the power factor decreases 0.89, means it is decreased by 0.01 value, the power factor penalty will be 0.5% of the total electric bill. Okay, so if your power factor is 0.81, it is a 5% penalty over the your electricity bill. Suppose your electricity bill is 1 lakh rupees, so 5% is a 5,000 rupees. So every month you have to pay the penalty of 5,000 rupees as a uh, power factor. So it is very much necessary to improve the power factor. So why we have considered the tariff? Because the tariff itself indicate the some sort of clues, sort of teaching how to manage our maximum demand, and ultimately what how to manage the energy in the our electricity establishment. So we come to this conclusion is that TOD tariff and power factor penalty and power factor incentive play a very important role in the energy management. So we will see in next time how to improve the power factor, because we have to improve the power factor, otherwise we have to pay the penalty. Okay, so thank you.